Let's take a look at question number 6. This is solving literal equations, solve the formula for a given variable. So let's refresh our memory on our steps. Solving a formula for a variable. Though I don't know if I've ever had to use this note, let me go ahead and put it. At any step, combine like terms and combine numbers. You use that a lot in solving equations, but not so much in these type problems. First step, get rid of parentheses. And you do this via the distributive property. Step 2, get rid of fractions. Multiply everything by the LCM of all the denominators. Step 3, get everything with the variable you are solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. Step 4, if the variable you are solving for is in 2 or more terms, factor it out. And step 5, divide both sides by what is in front of / back of the variable you are solving for. Now these 5 steps will solve any formula if you follow them. So if you're ever wondering, well, how do I solve this particular formula one, just follow those 5 steps. Okay, so let's see. We got W is equal to P times V sub 2 minus V sub 1. And we're solving this for V sub 1. Okay, so let's go through our 5 steps. First step, get rid of parentheses. And this is via the distributive property. So we're going to take the P and we'll multiply it times the V sub 2 and times the negative V sub 1. So we get W is equal to P V sub 2 minus P V sub 1. Step 2, get rid of fractions. Don't have any. Step 3, get everything with the variable we're solving for on one side, everything else on the other side. We're solving for V1. Now I'm going to take the negative PV1 over to the left side and the W over to the right side. Now when you take anything across the equals, the sign changes. Oops, I mean keep that color. There we go. So the negative PV1 becomes positive PV1. And P V sub 2 and the W becomes a negative W. The only reason I did that is to make the this term here positive. You don't have to actually do that. You could have left it over on this side and took the P V sub 2 to the left side. Now, 4th step we don't have to do. It says if your variable you're solving for is in 2 or more terms. It's not. It's in 1 term. Terms are separated by pluses and minuses. Step 5. Divide both sides by what is in front of / behind the variable you're solving for. Solving for V1, there's a P in front of it. So we're going to divide both sides by P. We're going to do that. These P's are going to cancel. And we got V1 is equal to P V sub 2 minus W over P. Now these P's can't cancel here because of the minus. Everything would have to be multiplication up on top for these P's to cancel. Now formulas are kind of frustrating problems because you've gone through all the steps, you worked everything perfectly, and you go and look in the back of the book and this doesn't match. And you're sitting there, well, I did everything perfect. And you go back and review your steps and you don't see anything wrong. There's different ways you can write the answer. Like this here, I could put this into 2 separate fractions in this manner. Put each term on over the denominator. And when I did that, these P's would cancel because now this is multiplication up on top. And this would become V2 minus W over P. Now notice, this right here looks quite different than what we came up with. And also, depending upon what steps you use to solve these, you'll find you'll get variations. So Again, very frustrating on that. Let's see what form they leave this in. It looks like they leave it as a single fraction. And PV sub 2 minus W over P, looks like B is in Bill. Now I'm actually going to verify this one, just to make sure we're looking at the right one. So 6B. And that checks.